tutakwisha, tutapata taji na masomo yatakwisha. Huzuni itakwisha, tutaimba nyimbo na wale tuaga mbele. Huko hatutazeka, mbinguni hatutazeka. Huko hatutazeka, mbinguni hatutazeka. Huko hatutazeka, mbinguni hatutazeka.
What do you say to sermon night?
To the first year.
If you are not part of that choir, umebanned.
First years,
let us join the choir, okay? I'm also a member of that choir, led by our able music director. Thank you for that wonderful piece. Stanza 2 and chorus, then we'll call the Crystal Fountain for an item. Immediately after Crystal Fountain, we'll have Don Victor.
Alienda mafichoni nabii Eliya kujifichia Ahabu na jeshi lake baada ya kutimiza neno la Mungu na kuweka maisha yake hatarini. Neno lake Bwana kalitangaza bila kusita, kisha katorokea Gerithi alikoishi muda mrefu, asiwe na chakula kwenye akiba. Ukame ukatawala Israeli kwa muda wa miaka mitatu. kunguru amlishe nabii wake. Alienda mafichoni nabii Eliya kujifichia Ahabu na jeshi lake baada ya kutimiza neno la Mungu na kuweka maisha yake hatarini. Neno lake Bwana kalitangaza bila kusita, kisha katorokea Kerithi alikoishi muda mrefu asiwe na chakula kwenye akiba. Ukame ukatawala Israeli kwa muda wa miaka 3. Bwana akamtuma kunguru amlishe nabii wake. Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tumejitosa kwa ya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake. Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tunajitosa kwa ya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake. Tazama kunguru ndege mlafi, alitumwa na mkate mdomoni kumlisha nabii Eliya. Mungu anaweza kutuhurumia tia tatizo zitarajia, kutubariki na kutuhifadhi katika huduma yake takatifu. Ndege wa angani anawalisha jani la shambani, analevesha nasi tulombo kwa mfano wake, atatusaje? Ole wenu wenye imani haba, tazama kunguru ndege mlafi, alitumwa na mkate mdomoni kumlisha nabii Eliya. Mungu anaweza kuvitumia njia tusizozitarajia, kutubariki na kutuhifadhi katika huduma yake takatifu. Ndege wa angani anawalisha jani la shambani, analevesha nasi tulombo kwa mfano wake, atatusaje? Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tunajitosa kwa ya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake. Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tumejitosa kwa ya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake. Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tunajitosa kwa ya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake. Tafuteni ufalme wa Mungu kwanza, kisha yote mtazidishiwa. Wengi tumejitosa kwaya ulimwengu hadi tunamwasi Bwana. Kazi imekuwa kisingizio chetu cha kukosa ibada kila siku. Hakika hatujamtambua yeye tunayemwabudu Yehova. Ana uwezo atatukirimia mahitaji yetu yote kwa njia zake.
What do you say to Crystal Fountain? I believe that is the name. They have blessed my Sabbath. How many people are blessed in this music session? For those of us who never found chance to sing like Brenda, Don Victor, Mike Omolo, and the rest, we have a tap, even as we do 8:43, and then we close with a prayer. Our alumni team is ready. 8:43 in English. Jesus the loving shepherd, shepherd.
Happy Sabbath, church. Happy Sabbath, church. So we really thank God for the chance to meet again. We were here last year, and I think we had a very fruitful discussion in the afternoon. And we also want to have such a similar discussion. The wisdom for that discussion comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 11. Proverbs, chapter 11, verses 14. Which says that where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So we want to utilize the experience of the people who are up front, our pastor for the day, and our elder brothers who have been seated where you guys are seated very many years ago. They have experienced what you guys are experiencing. They have experienced what those people who have recently gotten out of this place are experiencing, and they can share a wealth, of what they have been able to gather from those many years out there with us. So what we want to do is to extract as much as possible from them within the time that we have, so that we can be able to benefit from their counsel. So I want us to, as you will be listening in, write down your questions so that when they finish, baadaye you will be able to air your questions that you would love them to weigh in on. You guys have understood what we are doing, Cindy? It's the first time we are doing this, so that's what we are going to do. So I just want to do a quick introduction. Just want to do a quick introduction of the people who are up front here. Beginning with my brother here, they will each introduce themselves.
Happy Sabbath. Happy day. Happy Sabbath. When I was here, we used to sing a song. If you're happy and smile at me. It doesn't need any, you just express. If you're happy and smile at me. Thank you. Actually, that was a song when I was here, if you remember. God bless you for allowing us to have an alumni Sabbath. My name is Shadrach Serem. I always say we have our senior here, but this church, when we were formed to be a church, those who were among the first elders, that time, ambapo tulitengenezwa tukatengwa tukakuwa kanisa, we were only 4 elders. It was myself, Elder Bernard Chitunga, Elder Joshua Ombongi. We also had Peter Machuki and myself. We were 4. That is how we started doing our own Holy Communion right here in the institution. Initially, we used to request for services from Kakamega Central. So for the introduction, my name is Shadrach Serem. I want to say that I was the first elder of Mmusdachurch. when we were starting to be elders. But I have my senior, whom I also recognize as my senior elder when we were still students here. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you. Next.
Good afternoon. Happy Sabbath. Joseph Abuto, once an elder here.
Thank you. Pastor can introduce.
Thank you. I'm Pastor Boaz, the guest speaker of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe Pastor Boaz.
Yes.
Which university are you an alumni of?
Yes. In the morning I told you I'm a CPA, so I did my CPA in Eldoret Polytechnic.
Okay.
A trained theologian, so I did my degree in Bugama University. That is for CPA 1999, for Bachelor's Theology in 2014. Then an MBA Accounting, graduated this year in August. Amen. In the University of Baraton. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Sabbath. Happy day. In the morning I said I was expecting to get one of the ancestors in the quotes. So Serem joined and I'm very happy. Just want to welcome you to this discussion. As a brother said, we just want to hear questions from you. We respond. I remember sometimes back when I was on the other side, I could imagine so many questions on what was happening there, but I never gotten a chance of getting alumni in front of me because we were the first one. So I just want to welcome you to raise any questions so that we can respond from this team together with the other alumni who didn't manage to sit in front here. Thank you.
Happy Sabbath. Happy day. I am Juliet Atieno once more. I was not an elder, but I have decided to represent gender here. Thank you.
Thank you. With that introduction, my name is Robert Kariuki. I graduated in the year 2019. The first question to our panelists, which I want you to weigh in is, back in our campus days, I don't know how it is in Mmusda, but Mmusda was a place of fire. Especially in our time. Watu wakiamka kusalimiana, walikuwa wanaamka kusalimiana wanasema, in the spirit of what is written in PP page, this paragraph, this. That is how people used to greet each other. There was a lot of fervor, and there was, the fire for God and the fire for mission, the fire for wanting to be used for God, was so radiant in, a good number of us. I hope that is still continuing. But what we've noticed over the years is that converting that fire that we had in campus into this outside world is quite a challenge, especially, which is an issue now that we are dealing with in Mmusda, especially our first elders. And back then, for you to become a first elder, you had to have stature. You had to have stature in the spirit, as they call it. And so, but most of these people, once we go out to the side there, we no longer see them. The fire is not visible for those you see, or you no longer see them entirely. We are currently looking for first elders to make a posters huko inje. If you see them, tell us, because they have vanished, somewhere in there. So I just want to hear from you, to have your comments on how do we convert this fire that people oftenly have when they are in campus, and to make sure that that fire is relevant when we go outside there, that one, we maintain it, and how can we conduct ourselves when we are in campus so that what we have here in campus can be maintained outside there, because it could be the case that maybe what we have in campus is not genuine, and so when it is tested by the world out there, it's not able to withstand the heat out there. So as you'll be commenting, I would want you to weigh in on how can a person conduct themselves in maintaining their fire here in campus accurately and convert it into something that is usable and something that, it continues to be seen consistently when they go outside there. So I will start with Sami. We will have 5 minutes each for each person to comment on that. Okay, so my elder here is saying we do it 3 minutes.
Happy Sabbath, happy day. As been told, I'm Samuel Koth. I served as an elder for 2 years, in my 3rd year and my 4th year. The question is very clear that why is it difficult once you've graduated for you to continue in truth and in service? One of the ways that sustained me this far, those who know me, I'm a hope merchant. I give people hope, that where there is hope, where there is no hope, there can be still hope. One is to have responsibility in church. Anywhere you go, get identified with the local church and get involved and engaged. Once you have responsibility, then you'll have to live a life of service and a life of position. But if you get outside here and then you fail to attach yourself to a given church, then that is how that flame will go off. So I thank God this far that the Lord has granted me grace to still serve in church. And also another issue is family. Family comes with different challenges. And if the Lord does not grant you grace for a resilient family, then you can also jump out of the platform. So for me, it's been grace, and it's been service and responsibility and missionary spirit. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Elder has already responded partly to what I will have responded. When you get some light, and this light, I basically believe it is God-given, that when you are in campus, you are zealous, you have read, you've done a lot of SOP, you can quote, you can recite. What I'll ask myself is, what has it done to me? Has it improved my relationship with God? Have you heard when a pastor preaches and somebody says, tell them, what does that tell you? That you are beyond that. That whatever is being preached is beyond you. So I believe the same zeal that you have to searching the scripture, you need to live that light that you've got. If you've got that light here in campus, and I believe most of us got the fire here, and what we are doing outside there is basically what we learned when we were in campus. So when we went outside there, as Elder said, get yourself to a church. Right now, I'm serving as a first elder in my church. And I've been the first elder for quite a while in my local church back in Nairobi. And I wouldn't say because I'm so good, but I believe God has a purpose for me to serve outside there. So when you get out of here, the challenge we have in our local church, now I'm serving in a local church, not in a university. I'm serving in a local church. The challenge we have with youths who come fresh from campus, they don't want to attach themselves to the church. They want to be called Sabbath school members. They want to just be at the periphery. And you will hear them discussing the Bible. You'll say, wow, I think these people should be in the church. They should be helping the church in Bible study. But what do? They hope from Lavington. They hope to Central Church. They hope to Eden Springs. They hope everywhere, but they are not attached anywhere. So what happens to the fire that you had? It dies. And when it dies and life hits you, we have family. Family is your first church. That's when you are tested. If I'm to speak here and I speak anything that is contrary, my wife will tell you that is a liar. That guy who's preaching is a liar. That is a different person from the person I know in the house. So outside here, you have a church right in your house. So I believe the fire should not die. It should have somewhere where the fire keeps burning, and the church needs all of us. If you read the church history of our church, the movement as it started, there were young people, 17 years, 21 years. James White was just 21 years when he was doing a lot of mission work. So we are at the ripe age to serve God. So I think I can end it at that.
Thank you so much. The question You know, it's a reality that there is the fire that burns within us when we are young and at the university. And we are so, you know, because of the energy, we are excited, we want to share, we want to know more. And I think God has purposed it so, because at that tender age, if you fail to grasp it, then it becomes a wasted opportunity which you will come later and, you know, complain about. But then something has come in when, you know, I'm that vibrant, you know, sharing, fiery in the sharing and in studying. Somebody by the name H.S. Richards did a sermon several years ago. The sermon is entitled, "I see the blazing fire, but where is the sacrifice?" That there is a lot of fire that is burning. You know, you can be studying and you share and you spill out the spirit of prophecy. I visit people during my year. I would visit people Kefinko, Koromatangi, Sichirai, Stage Mandazi, you know, those areas, Milimani and such like. But then, you know, it is a fire that is burning, but if the sacrifice which pastor was saying misses in the fire, it can just be any other bush that is burning, but it does not consume the, no, there is a burning fire which does not consume the bush. So what I would say is that, yes, as young people, God has granted us opportunity to read and grasp certain things that the elderly would not do. In 2 months, you can grasp them effectively, which some people in the year past could not grasp. That's an opportunity. Let us make good use of it. If we fail to make good use of it, then it would just be like a blazing fire without any sacrifice. It does not make sense at all. Then the second thing that I would say, you see, there is somebody in the scripture that is said that, you know, there is somebody by the name Jehu. Jehu was given an opportunity to carry out a reformation by God. And Jehu reached a point, and it is recorded, that Jehu came, you know, he called up attention to himself, and he said, "Come and see my zeal for the Lord." Now go and run that one through the pen of inspiration. You'll get something, you know, unique. You just run that phrase, "Come and see my zeal for the Lord." You know, instead of now allowing God to be seen, Jehu was overzealous, and he thought that now he would replace God. That has become, it was part of us, that we would know burning, but then we fail to lift what choir sang to us here, and Pastor reiterated, that lift him up. If you lift him up, you will continue to burn, and things will work for you even after colleges. We've seen people who are very vibrant at the university. Thereafter, they are still serving, because it was not just a fire that was burning, but there was the sacrifice of the Lord in the fire. So instead of extinguishing the fire will constantly burn even as you are outside there. Then finally, I've learned this as a person, even when I was serving here as a student, studying and also serving in the Church of God, that I would strike a balance, even with my associates. You will find me even outside there, and I would not lie. I have people who know me here. You will not find me just in a group of young people my age, but you will find me associating even with people who are higher than me, and even people who are lower in terms of age, so that you have a balance of what the life is. What about the age of 40s? How do they handle things? So that you don't just have one view of things. You know, if you apply that, you'll realize that you will have a balanced way of thinking from this age to this age to this age, so that when you get outside there, the life is not
in life. There is valley and there are hills. You know, at times you may have been in campus and your 4 years may be full of daytime, good time. You walk out, year 1, no job. Year 2, no job. Year 3, no job. And even your weight is reducing, even though you are still taking flesh. I mean, then you wonder even though you are still taking flesh. I mean, then you wonder, what should I do? So in that case, you may not have the courage to come back when people are saying, oh, currently I'm working with NGO in US, I'm working where you may not be having anything. You know, accept that you must not be having something all through. In that provision, you are still able to come back here and tell people, I am the only alumni who has not been employed, but still strong in the church. I am the only alumni who got an accident and maybe had a problem with the leg. I am coming back in scratches. So don't put some perfect life or imaginary life. Accept that as much as we came here differently, we will exit differently and survive outside differently. But in all, if you put Christ first, we will still be strong in faith. Then of course, number 3, don't cheat someone while here, because you will be ashamed to come back to confess you are cheating. So don't cheat someone. Just be honest to people, tell them the truth. Just don't cheat someone. Don't cheat someone while you are here. Yeah, that's one reason why people fear coming back, because they cheated many people while they are here. Then lastly, I don't know, sorry if somebody cheated you. I mean, just be real and be real. Then lastly, have a burden for soul winning. That's what he was calling sacrifice. I will not say that my zeal in campus died. In fact, it grew from every place I went to. From campus, every local church I entered, if the youth was dead, in 2 months, it will be up. Today, I was a pastor of Matthew for 8 years. Of course, he didn't come there 8 years, in Boaz Central. By my employment, I am not supposed to be a practicing pastor. I should sit in the office, manage money, period. But the burden, the zeal that I got in campus of winning a soul is even what pushed me to go and do theology. And I volunteered to be a pastor and a chaplain. No any payment, nothing. I was just there sacrificing. Already before Elder Buto went to Nairobi, he left me in Kisumu. I went to Kisumu, a serious leader of the church, the union. Already I'm assistant pastor of a church in Kisumu, Hillview Church. I am a serious coach or mentor of Uzima University. I was there last Sabbath. That zeal for soul winning does not die. Everything will die. But the burden to bring someone to Christ will not die. And that's why it will make you strong day and day. I think Isaiah says it, the youth will die and, we grow old. But those who trust in the Lord will do what? Renew their strength. So your burden in life should be winning a soul to Christ. Do not leave this campus without somebody walking in this church because of your witness. If you do that, if you win one to Christ here, when things don't work outside there, you can tell God, you must bless me. I brought a soul in your house. Such prayers, God tends to listen to them. Thank you.
Amen, amen.
Thank you so much, Pastor, and the rest of the team. I just want to say that the university is a place of study. Actually, what's the main thing you do here? Sinukusoma. Studying. So the knowledge you get here, it's going to be applied outside the world. Both the academic knowledge, then secondly, the spiritual knowledge. So this is a learning place. The world out there is the application. That's where you're going to apply. So you get it wrong here, you will not make it outside. And if you don't study at all, how will you survive? Most of us, like me, I was telling one of the alumni, the time I spent in church 20 years ago is what has sustained me up to this moment. Outside there are so many challenges that you face. Number one, the pastor said, looking for a job, you have a family, you have other things to look at. There's a lot that is pressing you as an individual, which you people don't experience it here. So if you didn't have time with your God, have a personal relationship, He'll teach you how to persevere while out there. When you come there, you won't make it. So, brethren, what I'm telling you is, this is the right time to get the right knowledge and also to have a personal experience with God. Because you will understand that having a form of godliness will not allow you make it outside there. Because out there is real. Here you can pretend to be a Christian, like one of our brothers said. You are just setting the standard as pastor said, and I have to put a tie. You just set the standards high. But in the reality, you don't have a personal relationship with God. Once you go out there, you start a marriage. If you are pretending, you won't pretend in the house. And that's where now the true character will come out. That's when you realize that I was not a Christian. I just passed through Mmusda, and now I'm here, being myself, facing challenges. So what I'm telling you, invest time in God, seek Him truly, and have a personal relationship with Him, and actually take time to study. The world is waiting for you to use that knowledge.
Amen.
All has been said. I just want to add that as much as there is fire in here, but try to be yourself. Christianity is individual. You might look at all the elders, you look at the choir members and all that, but then Christianity is an individual appeal. So you are saved alone. So inside here, we have so many people who would pretend that, hey, so-and-so is doing this, that is not how a Christian should do and all that. But then when you go outside, they are doing almost the same thing you used to do in campus. Plus, I believe that all the energy and the zeal is found in our youth. And our youth is when we are in campus. And what we get here, the faith and the trust that we have in the Lord is what is actually going to sustain us outside there. When you go to the outside world, you will not get time to do what you do here, because there are a lot of things that you have to do. Plus, if you didn't get an opportunity to participate in church here, you might not as well get an opportunity to participate outside. Plus, let us also try and identify an area that we can actually do best. Personally, I cannot be a pastor. Okay, I can, but I don't think that is what I am called to do. But I love children. So I am a children ministry leader outside there. So I have to make sure that my children are in church, make sure they have uniform, make sure that Pathfinder's Day is honored, and all that. And I believe that is what I am called to do. Currently, last Sabbath, we had 15 kids that are not Adventists. Their parents are not Adventists, but we managed to get them Pathfinder uniforms. And they are like, okay, at home I am known as Mama J. They are like, we are going to church because Mama J alisema we put on uniform, but we don't have. So I feel like that is just a blessing, because some of the parents are like, we can get these kids uniform. And according to me, I feel that is the field I'm called to serve. So get real. Once you are out of campus, the world outside there is very harsh, by the way. You go inside there and somebody is telling you, you think this is Masinde Muliro where you're telling us what to do. And then you're like, see, that is what I'm supposed to do. But if you cannot say and do here, then you will not say and do it outside there. Otherwise, God bless you.
Thank you, thank you. It's a lot of wisdom that is coming from here, and I hope you guys are taking note. We want to go to our last question, and our last question has a number of facets around it. I think each person will answer as advised. So, Mmusda, at different stages of the life of Mmusda, we've had different emphasis, spiritual emphasis. So there was a time when there was an emphasis on the doctrine of righteousness by faith. I think that was around your time, but there was a time that was a really big emphasis here in Mmusda. an emphasis that, and then after that, there was a time when there was emphasis on reforms, dress reform, health reform, all those kind of reforms. I think hawa ndo walibeba hiyo mzigo sana. And then there was a time that there was emphasis on prophecy. So we had Akina 2520, all these other 9/11, Islam, whatever. That was the emphasis for that time. There was a time that kulikuwa na emphasis ya education. And I remember a group of elders, hata ilibidi watoke kwa kanisa, wakaenda. Right now they have, their own life somewhere. They believe you should be in the country, you should not do education. They never graduated. And they were first elders here, not very long ago. Ilikuwa 2017, 2018, around there. So there was an emphasis on that area. I'm not sure what has developed later, but pia mimi nilikuwa among the people who had my own emphasis, and sisi we actually tulijitoa kwa hii kanisa, tukaform our own church in Karomatangi. So on that question, I want Fred will answer. There's a question that is going to come on that because we were with a number of them. We separated from this church and formed our own church. There were times when we had emphasis on music.
Or you were among those who separated?
Yeah, who separated.
Or who went aside?
Yeah, who went aside because we felt as if the church was not necessarily Babylon, but was not accepting our emphasis, and we felt that that emphasis was legitimate for that time. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
So, tukaona afadhali tuondoke. There was a time that there was emphasis on certain music ministries. And those ministries, when they came and they wanted to bring their thing in church, ikakuwa iko opposed. And for them, they felt that they were so offended, pia wao wakajitoa. Okay? So the question now is, how do we manage these kind of scenarios? One, to the elders who are here, because I feel like those emphasis will always be there. I don't know which emphasis is currently there, but those emphasis will always be there. So how do the people who are having those burdens, those emphasis, how do they manage them in a way that, looking back, because for me, nikiangalia back 5 years ago, I'm embarrassed after what we did. I think we should have done a better job. The leadership of the church, I also feel like the leadership of the church should have maybe managed it better. So to the elders who are here, how do we equip them so that they manage some of these emphasis that will come? And the other thing is, once you go outside there, and that will be a question to pastor, how does the local church, how can a person who is having a particular emphasis that they feel is a burden fit it into the church? Because our church does not accommodate a lot of things. You have to be within a certain confine. So if I feel, for example, 2520 is my emphasis, how do I survive in the local church with that? And the local church may not be understanding or accepting health reform. How do I survive within the church environment? So I hope you guys have gotten what I'm trying to ask. So number one, for the first elders who have been here, I would want you to advise the elders who are currently here, how do they manage people who come with this emphasis? One, their members, or if they themselves find themselves having this emphasis. I think Abuto and Serem will answer that. Number two is for the people who may find themselves having this emphasis that may not resonate with everyone, how do you manage your emotions when the church is not accepting what you think is legitimate? Umbati and Elsam, we will answer that. Umbati and Elsam, they're in the congregation, they will answer that. I'm saying that because I know they have experience in that, and maybe I will weigh in on that. On this issue of, the other issue is mambo music, for example. There are people who feel like the elders are too demanding in how wanataka tuombe permission tukiitwa mission, wanataka tuvae in a certain way. How do you manage all that? And I would like our sister to answer that. So in that order, let's have the elders, and then let's have Fred and Elsam, and then we have our sister, and then Pastor will end and tell us how we can manage it in the local church. Because this is part of the reason why people have lost fire. They found that their fire cannot be accepted in those altars. Okay.
Wow. Quite a number of questions. And I'll try to give response. And I think this is directed to us who served as first elders here in Mmusda. I think this message of righteousness by faith, I think was in Mmusda. I think even Elder was there. when we were really, we'll quote the book Righteousness by Faith by E.T. Waggoner, and we'll remember like each and every page. We'll memorize each and every page, and we will actually come to church and ensure that people understand that we really have this message with us. We had, I'll say, during my time, we had a very diverse group of leaders. And at some point, I was fortunate that I had a few alumni who came at that time. And I think I'm trying to address how we were able to manage our time. Because I remember there was a time that we were almost having 2 factions in the church. And we had people who were holding very extreme opinions on specific issues, and specifically righteousness by faith. And there are those ones who said we are liberal Christians. We wouldn't want to go into too much of this reform. And we had some of the elders who were in this church. I think back then in 2008, 2007, 2009, when a lady comes and you are dressed in a skirt that doesn't rhyme with an Adventist, they will call you by name and tell you this, hii tafadhali, badilisha kwa sababu you will not allowed in the pulpit. That used to happen. And I think it was a way that God was trying to communicate to us. Me, I picked it as a lesson. And when alumni came, I actually requested the alumni to remain that day. And we had a meeting. I don't know if Elder Simon, you were there. We were somewhere in a meeting, and we called everybody to come. And we share together, because it's all about us growing in our Christian faith. It's not about me, because I've learned about righteousness by faith, and I'll want you to follow exactly what the Lord has, as the light that the Lord has shown on me. We were able to manage that situation by then. There were some people who were very extreme. They were almost leaving the church, but the church remained intact. By then, I was coming in as the first elder, and we were able to manage the 2 factions. So what I'll say, and I'll advise the leaders who are here, if you are an elder, I've always said this, and when we were being ordained here as elders, by the way, we had a very serious session with Pastor Omoyo, who actually came in and counseled us. Because when you're given this mantle to be an elder, it doesn't make you to stop being a youth. You are still a what? A youth. You remember Timothy? Timothy was still a youth, and he had the fire that Paul, he was able to work with Paul. So I want to encourage those who are serving as elders. It doesn't make you move from being a youth to become an elder. And that doesn't give you authority over the flock that God has actually given you. What you are supposed to do is actually to pray. If there's anything that will hold you as an elder, is prayer. Because some of the things that we do, I believe it's not a true transformation in our hearts. It's because of our positions. And when we use our positions as an elder to intimidate others because of specific reforms that you've made, I like what Pastor has said about flesh. Pastor has been able to grow. Pastor has been able to grow until the level where he is. And I believe I'm also in that process. Ya kwamba ninaendelea kufanya nini? Kukua. Any reform, actually whatever Ellen White